Welcome to another special edition of CNN Live Heaven Edition. That's for you. Today on the show we're going to have Johannes Kepler. He was born in December 27, 1579 in the Holy Roman Empire. Some of his achievements were that he discovered the 3 laws of planetary motion, and he gave the first mathematical treatment of close packing equal spheres, which led to the shape of honeycombs. So, welcome, Johannes Kepler, to the show. Hey, Johannes.
Well, hello, Jason.
Yeah, it's Jason King show. Okay, so, it says here in this document that you are very religious. Is this true?
Yes, indeed, I am very religious.
Oh, okay, that's great. Yeah, because you mention God very often in your writings. So that shows it. Okay. So you have a long list of achievements. But what were your most specific achievements throughout your career?
Well, my most major achievements were the establishment of the 3 laws of planetary motion.
Oh, yeah, yes. These are still in use today. We highly are highly fond of those. What did you gain out of establishing these laws?
Well, I managed to prove Copernicus's heliocentric ideas correct.
Alright, yeah, so apparently Copernicus was right and you proved him.
Exactly.
That's great.
Exactly.
Now, some of our viewers might want you to refresh these laws to us, so can you state them to us?
Yes. Yes, I can. The first one is that the orbits of planets around the Sun are not circular, but instead they are elliptical. The second law is that the speed of a planet is greater when it's closer to the Sun and it decreases as it moves away from the Sun. That's pretty much obvious.
Yes.
I just proved it.
Right.
The third law is that planets with larger orbits travel at a slower velocity than those with smaller orbits.
Oh, right, that's great, Now, according to this document, some have argued that you were the one that disproved the Aristotelian Ptolemaic system. How do you feel about this statement?
Well, I do agree with that, but rather I feel that I improved the system. However, Galileo and Newton further developed the correct system.
Oh, well thank you, Kepler. This was the Heaven edition of the show, but this was like an even more special version because instead of heaven, we're currently in like the opposite. So, the show is coming to a close, or your interview is coming to a close, so we hope you enjoy the rest of your time in hell.
No! My wings are falling off.
Whew. Sheesh. Poor Kepler. He must hate it in hell. And now, we go to our street team, roaming the streets of Heavenwood on the Jason King Live Show. Thank you, Jason, from the studio. And now, from the street team of CNN Live Heaven Edition, we're walking randomly, searching for random people here, roaming the streets of heaven. And like one of our main people that most of you have heard of, you know him as Galileo. So Galileo was born in Pisa, February 15, 1564. He was tutored by Jacopo Borghini. He went to Camaldolcellese Monastery at Vallambrosa in Florence. He discovered that he wanted to join the Holy Order, but his father was against it and wanted Galileo to be a medical doctor. He returned to his family, but was sent back to Pisa to enroll in for a medical degree at University of Pisa. He was really interested in mathematics and natural philosophy. And now, that's just one of the main people. And oh, hey, would you look at that? He's right here. Hey, Galileo. It's nice to see you here, roaming the streets of heaven.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I was just thinking of some constellations and stuff.
Okay, that's great. That's good news, We like seeing that kind of productivity. So, Galileo, what were your major achievements?
Well, I improved the telescope, and I wrote the Starry Messenger, and I discovered Jupiter's moons, and I also discovered that there were mountains on our moon of Earth. I also discovered that the Milky Way was made of tiny stars, and that I came up with the original laws of motion, of course. Let me think. Principle of inertia. I did that experiment. Dropped different weights, same speed. And I published dialogues about the 2 chief systems of the world.
Well, that's great. Now, many of the people back in your day would have been skeptical about this. So, Who were your main enemies during that time?
Well, the Catholic Church, because they saw my theories as false and persecuted me, even though I was right. They were just too ignorant to believe me at the time.
Oh, well, that's great. Now, what were your beliefs on science? You know, because there have been philosophers before you, and what were your beliefs on their ideas?
Well, that the sun was the center of the universe, and that the planets orbited around the sun, and Earth orbited around the sun, and that this is called the heliocentric system.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Well, this system's still used today, and like we've proven it with modern day technology. You know, we have telescopes that are in space. You know, big time improvement on your telescope. So, were you mad at that the church told you that you weren't able to continue your studies?
Yes, I was very mad because studying astronomy was my whole life, and they took that away from me because they didn't agree, and thought that anyone who disagrees with the church was wrong, but it's not wrong because I was right. We see today that my observations were obviously more accurate than what they had at the time.
Exactly, exactly. Now, some people have argued that you stole the idea of the telescope from Hans Lippershey. What's your position on this?
Well, I didn't steal it, I improved it, and the improvements made it a lot easier and allowed me to make my discoveries about the universe.
That's great. Back to you. Thank you, Mason. And that's all for your show today on CNN Live Heaven Edition. We hope you enjoyed the show. And now here's a word from our sponsors.
Brought to you in part by...
Oh, and the new fragrances by Mr. Warm.
All right, Mr. Lord. Woo! Let's go!